Hi there, this is Avraham with ReConvert. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up the on-hold order status during the reserve time for upsells on the thank you page and order status page in ReConvert. By default, Shopify already marks orders as on hold until payment is completed, but upsells from the thank you page and order status page weren't able to be included in this process until now. With this setting enabled, orders will stay on hold until the customer either accepts, declines, or the reserve time that you select expires. So let's dive in and see how we can do this. From within your ReConvert dashboard, go ahead and click Settings. Scroll down to Order Settings. You'll see a tick box that states Change order status to on hold during reserve time. Go ahead and tick this box, then click Save at the top of the page. You can then set the amount of time in minutes that you'd like to keep the item in reserve. By default, this matches Shopify's post-purchase time of 60 minutes, but you're free here to change the time for the item reserve time for the thank you page and order status page in this box here. So we'll move this to 1 minute. I'll also change it just for completeness on the authorized orders as well. Go ahead and click Save. I would not recommend keeping it at 1 minute for the actual store, but just for our test so that we can go through this and show that how it works, we'll keep this at 1 for now. Go ahead and click Save. The beauty of this setting is that while this setting is enabled, the order will remain on hold while the upsell process is in progress. So this prevents fulfillment from happening before the customer makes their final decision as regards the order. If the customer declines the upsell, then the order updates to unfulfilled and paid. If they accept but don't complete payment before the reserve time expires, then the item is automatically removed and the order updates accordingly. So let's see how this works in an actual store, and we'll go and place some orders. We'll go into the orders section here to see how the order list updates in real time. So we'll start from scratch. The order we should have coming up will be 1057. Let's go ahead and place order 1057. So now we have the post-purchase page 1 being displayed by ReConvert. Let's see how that looks in the order list. We'll refresh the page and we can see that the order we just placed is now here. The payment status is paid. The fulfillment status is now on hold until an action is taken on the post-purchase page, whether that is that the item is accepted, declined, or the reserve time expires, the reserve time being 60 minutes, then this will remain on hold in the fulfillment status. Let's go ahead and add the post-purchase page 1 upsell here. Let's refresh the order page. We can now see that the payment status remains paid, the fulfillment status remains on hold, but the items has been updated from 1 item to 2 items. Let's go ahead and add the second post-purchase page as upsell. So we're now on the thank you page. Let's see how the orders have reflected. We can see that the payment status is now paid, the fulfillment status is unfulfilled, and there are now 3 items in this order. Now, if the customer were to leave this page now, then this would remain as so. Your warehouses are then able to know that this order needs to be fulfilled, and they can adequately mark the fulfillment status accordingly once they've dispatched the items. However, let's imagine a case where the customer decides that they actually want to add some upsells from your thank you page. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's add this Palladium High TX Chevron item here. Now, as we can see, as we don't have one-click upsell on the thank you page, the item is pending payment being completed. But the item is now in reserve for the reserve time of 1 minute that we set in the order settings at the beginning. Let's refresh the orders here. We can now see the brand new statuses for payment status and fulfillment status due to the fact that we ticked and enabled this option in our order settings. Payment status now displays as partially paid. That's because certain amount of payment for the upsold item on the thank you page is awaited. The fulfillment status, rather than being unfulfilled, is now on hold. This could communicate to your warehouses to not go ahead and fulfill the order yet because it's not been completed. There may be some further items to add to the distribution. Let's go ahead and make payment for this thank you page upsell. So we're now on the thank you page, having made payment for the thank you page upsell. Let's have a look how that's reflected in your orders. As expected, we can now see that the order is in an unfulfilled fulfillment status. This is because the order has now completed. There's nothing else to add. However, if I were then to go ahead and add this item on the order status page that we're now in, this will then once again place the order while we enter our payment details or until the reserve time expires and this offer or this payment is accepted or declined. So let's go ahead and see that in the order list here. And yep, we can see that the order is now partially paid, but the fulfillment status, due to it being on the order status page, so we still have this order as partially paid and unfulfilled. So this order can still go out. Let's see how this updates when we go ahead and make the payment on the order status page. In our order list, we can now see that during the period of the reserve time on the order status page, we now have a partially paid payment status, which can indicate that there's some action happening on the order and to hold off maybe sending this until this payment status has resolved. Let's wait until the reserve time has expired and see then what happens to our order here and the payment status here. We can now see in the order list that the payment status has changed to paid because the customer has completed the payment for their items, and the fulfillment status is remaining in unfulfilled. If of course you'd prefer the thank you page and order status page customer upsells to remain in the format that they were prior, then we can simply disable the checkbox in the same way that we enabled it at the beginning. That will mean that the payment status will show as paid and the fulfillment status will remain as unfulfilled and will not change to an on hold status. And that's it. That's how you set up on hold status upsells on your thank you and order status pages in ReConvert. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more Shopify tips and updates. If you need help, our support team is available 24/7. Just click the live chat button at the bottom right corner of any ReConvert page. If you love ReConvert, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a review on the Shopify App Store. Really means the world to us. Happy upselling and have a great day.